if it automatically kicks me on for 3:30 or not, because I don't do a whole lot of lives, but here we go. All right, I'm clicking in now. Usually there's a little bit of a delay, and I will wait until I hear my voice go up in this. It's cleared out because, and then we are 3:29, close enough. I guess we can do this. Yeah. You might hear your double talking now, but it kicks me on for 3:30 or not, because I don't do a whole lot.
Well, I'll talk to the louder of the two.
Yeah, I'll mute this other voice here in a sec. And I will wait until I hear my voice go up in this. I think we're going to be good here. And then we are. All right. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Speak and See Show. We are live today with Company of Eagles. Jake Speed has just informed me on some information that he has just gotten from the SBA. I know we're all privy to the Dallas Morning News today, and we're wondering what's going on with that, because they're neither confirming nor denying Herbert Austin's outbreak of what he said about the SBA being able to come up with the Eidl grants for everybody, getting rid of that policy map. So what I'm going to try to do here is give you guys, I'm going to let you listen to Jake Speed. If you all know of Company of Eagles on our YouTube channel, everybody say hello. This is Jake Speed, and he's right here. I am going to let Jake tell you what he has told me. I'd like a quick shout out to Ratchet Philly, Tracy Underwood, S. Oliver, DeSales Miami, Chris Arnold, and Robert Dunham. Mark Pace, it's good to see you on today. We have 63 concurrents right now, and I will let Jake go ahead and let everybody know what the SBA Tier 2 agent has told me. The floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, thanks, Speak. I really appreciate getting an opportunity to share this information. What I heard today is what all of us have been waiting to hear since the beginning of this, $1,000 deal. And, but I called the phone number that I got from you for the Tier 2 supervisors, and I got a supervisor online. And I had been working with them for the last couple of weeks on trying to get the policy map situation straightened out. I'm in an area myself where the numbers are wrong in the map. So I've been going back and forth and sending emails as prescribed by the supervisors at that phone number. And yesterday I got an email. It was the same generic email that I've gotten for the fourth time. So I decided to call up today and to that phone number and get some information on that email that I had gotten. Well, the information that I had gotten from the supervisor was that the reason I got the generic email is because they have had an internal change of policy on the EIDL targeted grant program that is going to go ahead and include everyone, that they're opening it up. It will not just be in the low income areas, and they are gathering all the stuff that they need to get out emails to invite everyone to be able to see who qualifies for the grant. And because I had, like I say, this is the fourth time I've asked to be invited, and every time I get the same generic email that's like basically, don't call us, we'll call you. So we had a discussion talking about Mr. Austin's announcement that was written up, and she says, "Yeah, we are aware of that." And she said that there was an internal policy change a few weeks ago to open it up to everyone, so that I just need to be patient. That I will be definitely getting an email, because everybody that had gotten the grant previously are going to be the ones that are going to be receiving emails for the invites.
So this had to do with the policy map, right?
Yes, absolutely. That the policy map will no longer be in play, that everybody who has previously applied for, or I don't know if it was applied for, or if those who had received the grant previously. Right. That information wasn't exactly clear. But she says they are going to be going out, and she says literally they're gathering millions of people together for the email list to send out the invitations.
Oh man, wow, that's huge. That's huge. Now, as far as you don't need to give her name out or anything like that. We don't want to, get her in trouble like Austin got in trouble, So
yeah.
But how confident were you in her saying that the policy map will be stricken, kind of?
Well, a lot of this excitement that I have right now was a carryover of her own excitement. She was giggling, she was laughing, she was very, very happy. And I mean, at the end of the phone call, she says, Jake, I want you to have a great day. Because, you don't have, basically you don't have to worry about trying to fight this anymore, that you're going to get your invite, and just be patient because it's coming. And she was, like you say, you could hear the sort of giggling in her voice, the happiness. It was just something that gave me a tremendous amount of, it was contagious.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There was a lot of hope in that.
Yeah. It was a different tone than what I've been getting from all the agents in the past. Like you say, she was, I don't know if it was just a bubbly person or if she was just genuinely that happy and excited to be able to give out that news.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's, and I know everybody here that's probably watching it has probably seen a company of Eagles on YouTube. He comments all the time. He's been with us for a long time. You've been watching the channel for a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been on this since April of last year myself.
Yeah.
In fact, it was watching YouTube channels that influenced me to actually go apply for the grant myself.
Okay.
I applied April 18th of last year, and it took until June to get funded. In fact, when I got the $1,000 grant, I didn't even realize where that money came from. It just showed up in my account, and it was about the same time the $1,200 stimulus went out. And I'm like, well, how come everybody else got $1,200 and I got $1,000? I didn't even know where the money came from.
Right.
At the time. So I didn't know the difference between the 10,000 or the 1,000 or any of the rest of it. And I learned quite a bit by, following you and Jason and
right.
some of the other channels out there, Skip and all of them. I was,
just to let everybody out there know that I'm not just on the phone here with anybody. This is, Jake has been, the company of Eagles has been with us for a long time, and that's how usually we get a lot of our information is from you viewers out there that are giving the stories of actually what's going on. And that's what we like to do, is bring you the reality of what's happening behind the scenes, not just the breaking news after, we're reading it from the paper. Like we got this morning, we got the Dallas News saying that Herbert Austin is wrong. Actually, they didn't say he was wrong. They just kind of didn't confirm or deny he was on the same page with the reporter. But here now we're talking with Jake Speed, and he's saying, which I can't confirm or deny, neither can he, that the Tier 2 agent is 100% factual on this. But from what he's saying, it sounds to me like what I've heard, kind of behind the the little birdie that's speaking to everybody out there, that they can't come out and boast this information. What are your thoughts on that, as far as this being just the little bird is saying something again?
Well, I'm just right now just trying to put that positive energy out there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely positive information. And I hear what you're saying, and it confirms a lot of those thoughts that we are all having. Like, yes, this is happening. It is happening.
Well, and I've got a lot. I need to explain to people. I've got a lot of background in government. I've been an elected official. I sat on a school board. One of my best friends is a former senior policy advisor to the Department of Education. I've run for state assembly. I've worked with congressional campaigns. I've been around politics and the bureaucracy. I've got friends that sit on county board and city councils, and I've sat on an ordinance committee in my own local town. So I've got a pulse of how things work in government. I understand the disinformation that happens.
Right.
I understand the deceptions that go on, and how, I've got a pretty good understanding of how the game is played.
Right.
And to a large degree, it is a game.
Yeah.
And it's about, there's power struggles, there's egos, and there's all kinds of things like that. And, I can tap on literally decades of experience. I'm in my early 60s.
Okay.
So I've been, like I say, I've been around this stuff for a long, long time.
Right.
So, I have a little bit of an idea. I'm not a Johnny come lately that's making a lot of guesses. I've got, like I say, decades of experiences of how things kind of flow and how they work.
Right.
And
that's why I want to let everybody out here to know that that's why you're here live, and that's why we're doing this with you, because he's not just a fly by night. This is the reality of it all, and somebody that out here is speaking, Jake, who is speaking, actually has game. I'm not, it's not just somebody out there. We're not just throwing this up. So I just want you to for everybody out there to know.
I've been written up at Politico, the Weekly Standard, and national publications like that in the past. So, I'm used to dealing. I've done blog talk radio shows, and I've been interviewed. I've been on the Jeff Rentz program. So my information that I deliver, I bring it because of, like I say, those past experiences.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to snow anybody. I'm just here to share with you what I heard. And so
how do you feel about, say, okay, we know that Herbert came out with what we all thought was true. We all believe it's still true, that he came out saying, yes, everybody, they're getting rid of the map. As far as Herbert coming out with that, and now he's not coming out, what are your thoughts on why do you think they're trying to retract that from him saying it?
Well, part of it may be a little bit of damage control, and some of it may go back to what I just spoke of about egos and different things like that, and who's going to be the shining star on top of the hill, and and who that light is going to be shined on.
Right.
He's somebody that most people haven't heard of. So the fact that all of a sudden he got all the spotlight may have, ruffled some feathers, in the organization a little bit.
Right. So it was like maybe the spotlight was supposed to be shined on somebody else?
Well, yeah, more than likely. And because he went ahead and, I'm just going to assume at this point, because of what I heard today, spoke out of turn.
Yeah.
Okay. That, and plus a lot of this, I'm kind of assuming, knowing how things work a little bit, that they don't want to deal with a big rush of phone calls, emails, and all that kind of stuff clogging up the system.
Yeah.
Because if we actually do that, we're going to slow them down.
Sure. And we don't want to do that.
Right. So we're better off getting people like Speak to represent groups as a voice.
Right.
And to try and get this information. And since I was somebody that, knows how to ask the questions, knows how to get past gatekeepers and say things certain ways that may trigger a certain response, I think that maybe that particular person I was talking to today says, oh, this is somebody that knows what's going on. They understand how these things work, because that was where I was talking about my map, where I'm at. In my city with my zip code, there, when you go to the policy map and you highlight over it, it will show, there'll be a little black outline. It will not be the entire city. It'll be a district within that city. Well, me having sat on the school board, I know where the district lines are for the different, we got 3 elementary schools. And so when I moused over the 3 different districts in my city, I noticed that they matched the school districts for the elementary schools. And so my argument was that we have a very high-end school, we have a median school, we have a high-income elementary school, we have a median income, and we have a low income.
Mm-hmm.
And so I live in a particular district that's low income. So that's what I had presented to the SBA is that, look, you have the numbers for all 3 of those black outline districts are all the same number.
Right.
And that's not true, because I know for a fact that in that black outline that I live in, that is almost 50% poverty, according to the statistics that the school district is using that's with the federal government to get federal program grants for low income. They spend more money at that school. They get free and reduced lunch subsidies at that school, but not the other schools. It's limited to that school. So that was the evidence that I presented to the SBA. And my presentation to the supervisor was that, hey, this is being ignored. And she says, well, it's being ignored for a reason, and that's because it's being opened up. And so because I presented
the policy
in
map.
Such a way, it was irrefutable evidence that the map was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me the information, well, the map isn't under consideration anymore.
Oh, wow.
And that's one of the reasons why I believe that the information that I got is accurate.
Yeah, that sounds, I mean, the information you got is accurate. Now, hopefully, whether they're going to really do this or not soon. I mean, the timeline, and that's the thing, I guess you're right about that. We don't want to start pushing and calling and screwing things up if we're in motion, if the wheels are in motion for this to actually happen.
Right, because this could be like another leak in their eyes.
That's what I'm looking at.
When you have leaks, you have cover-ups.
Right.
Okay, and we don't want a cover-up that causes them to change that, alleged, at this point, internal change policy on the map.
Right. And who would you give the credit to? Would you give the credit to Guzman? Can we go ahead and do that? Say, yeah, Guzman, you're the hero. Sure.
Well,
she's the one behind the reins.
Look, she's the final say.
Yeah.
We know that.
And as far as that doing it without as far as doing without legislation.
Right. She would be the only one that could sign off on that.
Yeah.
And again, if that gentleman that you spoke of in that last video, Alessandro or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Yep. Contreras.
Yeah. He again, damage control.
Yeah.
Deflecting heroship. I'll just put it that way, away from Mr. Austin, and so that way they can be, they got to calm that down so they can redirect it.
Yes. Yeah. So they can make a bigger stage for it.
Yeah. And that's, you say knowing politics and knowing how that stuff flows and how it works, that is a very credible analysis. That's not just, that's not my observation. It's just one that I give a lot of credibility to. Sure.
I do too, honestly. I mean, we've all been living this for over a year now. So once we see something that it has credibility, we can see what does and what doesn't here. That's what we're wanting to do, is give those people out there hope that this is happening. It's looking like it's happening.
Well, and they've got to politicize it. They have to, all the pollsters and all that stuff. They're going to take the pulse and do all those kinds of things with it. Personally, I don't care one way or another.
Yeah.
Who got it right, as long as it ends up getting right.
Exactly. Yeah. And I agree. I mean, I would be more than happy to say, Guzman, I will have a Guzman day. We will hold a Isabel Guzman day for you. Once this policy map goes away and people start getting Eidl grants, regardless of the location, we will have a Guzman day. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
And the other hope is that they could do this by opening it up and using hopefully the same system of distribution that they used that was so fast and simple last year,
right,
to get this out in a relatively quick amount of time this time around.
Yeah, like a small business stimmy, shoot it out.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's going to go through the Treasury. And so we know that the IRS has the statistics through the stimulus package because they got the low income people out those funds. The ones that needed it the most were the ones that got it first.
Right.
So they actually did a good job with that, surprisingly. Right. There's not a whole lot I can say that I like about what the IRS does, but on that one, they did a good job.
Sure.
And so give credit where credit's due, and let's hope that they go ahead and kind of do something like that in this particular situation, because I know I can certainly use it.
Oh yeah, I know that everybody.
Not to be selfish, but I want everybody to get what's their, to get their due. But
well, there's a lot of people watching right now, and we've got like 150 people watching right now, and everybody out there watching, I'm sure, is saying, "Yes, I need it. That's why I'm here. I am here watching this because I need this money." It's like, and just to hear finally somebody come out and say, "Hey, what Herbert Austin said is," and that's what I've been calling BS on everybody that's been saying, "Hey, this is not, what he said is false. What he said is false." And it's the SBA, like you said, it's the damage control people saying, no, don't listen to that. Even the lady who came out with the article didn't really clarify that he didn't say that. They didn't bring up Herbert Austin's name in the article once today. And the article that the Daily News has out is the article that everybody, like you said, the YouTubers that just want to spit the information that they find, out without going a little deeper, they're going to be spitting out that, okay, yeah, it's all done, it's over with, and he made a mistake. But she never said that, and everybody's going to be reading the Dallas News instead of going a little bit deeper into where you're at right now, which is where we're going.
Well, I was doing my own course of action.
Right.
So I wasn't going to alter my course of action due to something I read in a news article. Because you don't even want to know the stories I have about fake news.
Oh yeah, no, we live in a day and age, my friend. We live in a day and age.
I was an elected official that had a lot of fake news working against me.
Right.
So because I have a clue. And sometimes I have information that goes against the grain, and I'm willing to talk about it. So, there was media that didn't always like that, because what I had to say went against what they had to say. So it was there were some pretty bad campaigns out there. Yeah.
Well, for the people that are just now joining, can you go ahead and go over the beginning of this, where you were talking to the lady from the SBA and what she said again?
Okay, well, essentially, when I was describing the area that I live and what the statistics were on the map, the policy map itself, because my particular city was broke down into 3 districts that were outlined with a little black line, and then there's a little pop-up window that shows the statistics for that area. And I was explaining to her the email that I had sent into the SBA that outlined and highlighted all of the real statistics that should have been pop-up window and weren't.
Right.
And I said that I was really unhappy that I keep getting the same generic email that is like, we'll contact you, don't contact us type of thing, which was like the 4th one I've gotten. Mm-hmm. And that's when she had told me that, well, don't worry about that, because we're opening this up and that it's going out to everybody.
Nice.
And that's when it was like, say what?
Yeah, come back. Like the lady in the paper said, can you repeat that?
Yeah. So, but yeah, we had plenty of conversation about it. At the end of the phone call, she was like saying, "Man, I really hope you have a happy day," and et cetera, et cetera. And it was just her jubilation and the energy that she had to be able to tell me that.
Yeah.
That really, that I picked up on and was able to just say, I feel good about this.
Well, even when you emailed me today, and I could sense the energy off of that email, like, wait a minute, this is good. This is real. I mean, I know what you're saying.
So yeah, I had to share, Speak is the guy I came to. He's been the most receptive to communications from people on his channel. And so he was the guy that I already knew how to get a hold of. So, here I am.
Awesome.
And, like I say, I'm just happy to be here. I just want to, thank you again, Steve, for, this opportunity, to be able to share this, because there's been so much bad news. I don't want to bring false hope.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that. I would not do that because, I've had enough of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this is something that I feel pretty strongly about. I hope that what I heard is exactly right. And I'm bringing it to you the best way that I know how, as far as accuracy goes. But it's, according to this fine lady, this is getting opened up.
Yeah.
And they're going to be sending out emails with invitations to everybody. Then you're going to have to go apply and qualify to get the funds.
And the qualify is still the 30% for the 10,000 and 50% for the.
Yep.
And that still holds. That's still part of the deal then.
Yeah, absolutely. That has not changed. It's just the only thing that has opened up is who will be invited. Okay. Yeah, and again, she said that decision was made internally a few weeks ago.
Oh wow! So this was a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
then they got to get the systems in place for that. It takes time. I get that.
Right, and they're gathering the information as to who to send out the invites to, and let's just hope that they don't have what happens where a lot of people got the invites that were in the yellow and were automatically rejected.
Right.
So I'm hoping those automatic rejections are going to go away. And
if there is, there are back doors that you can get back into your application, get back into there in front of eyes.
At this point, because that was one of the arguments that I made in the email, that without an invitation, I'm being denied a due process to appeal.
Exactly.
Okay. And there's nothing to appeal if I don't get an invite, and I have the statistics to appeal with.
Right.
So you're denying me my due process.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's how I framed it. And, that, hey, this email does not address. I kind of feel bad about what I said in the email. I sent back to him now.
Hey, if it worked, it worked.
But I was just a little firm that, hey, look, you didn't address what I sent you. But she said that it was essentially a generic email that they are just getting out to people. And I'm assuming here that the reason that is because they are getting a flood because of that information that came out of Texas. And so they're just sending out generic emails. They haven't constructed a new email, and they're not letting the cat out of the bag yet.
Right. Which is what we're kind of doing right here, but maybe, they'll probably not suggest my video, so only like 100 people will get it. That's fine.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of views after the live, so.
Yeah, no doubt. No, we got a lot of people watching right now, which are very excited about this. I can see that. And everybody out there, we want to say thank you very much. A lot of people out there screaming, hey, Jake. Hi, Jake. Hello, Jake. And we appreciate what you're doing for everybody right now.
You know what? I appreciate all of you. I read a lot of the comments. When you do the live stuff, I'm definitely in there participating in the chats.
Yeah, I know.
And I read all that stuff. And, but yeah, we're all in this together. We are all one as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Okay. It takes a special breed of people to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
In the sense that you have to wear a lot of hats.
Mm-hmm.
And as an entrepreneur, trying to find employees has been a very big struggle in the past because they only want to wear one hat. They don't want to wear more than one hat. And sometimes, in fact, almost every time in a small business, you need them to be another you.
Yes. Yeah.
And that means having to wear every hat that's available.
Yeah.
And so that's been a big struggle of mine in running my small business to the point where everything got scaled back. And it's like, you know what, if I can't do it myself, I can't rely on anybody else to do it. So that's really, stunted and hindered my growth and everything that I've always thought about building a business.
Yes.
So, that's just the way it is. And that's where my interest in education came from.
Gotcha.
To go out and be on school board. And because now government is controlling attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of the students.
Right.
And it's since they've been taking control of those things that we've seen a decline, I'll put it that way, in performance. And, like I say, I all you entrepreneurs out there, I love every one of you. Okay, because you, like I say, you're a different kind of person, and you're integrated thinkers. You got to put things together and wear a bunch of hats, and and I've learned a tremendous amount from other entrepreneurs and their successes.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's what this channel has been about. It's been about kind of bringing everybody together in the same, because we're all going through these things together. And when we come together as a small business entity, we are so much more, powerful.
Well, we're networking information that's important for each of us to have so we can all do like what I'm trying to do with my own individual battle.
Right.
Of trying to get change.
Yeah.
And a positive change to get them to, my conversation with Tim Hunt, from Ron Kine's office. That lasted about a half an hour.
Oh, wow.
And,
Is that Ron Kine's assistant? Ron Kine is the congressman in Wisconsin, correct?
Correct. Third Congressional District.
Third Congressional, okay.
And he's a Democrat, and he won the bipartisan award from the Chamber of Commerce the last 2 years in a row.
Nice.
He's a centrist, okay? He's by no means an extremist. In fact, most people have never heard of him because he doesn't,
he's a behind the scenes kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a behind the scenes kind of guy. And, but Tim Hunt is the guy that is the SBA specialist, on his staff.
Gotcha.
And he's handling the EIDL and the PPP stuff. And, he had given me some pretty good information. And basically he said that guys like me who are like these one owner small businesses are who these funds were intended for.
Yes.
And when they're not working, they need to know, because otherwise they can't fix stuff.
Right.
And so, we talked about intentions versus results. Mm-hmm. Just because something has good intentions doesn't mean it gets good results. And it's obvious that the results have not been what the intentions were, at least from, what we're told.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, I want you to know, I've called Tim Hunt. I called him twice last week.
Okay.
The number you gave me.
Yeah.
Was it last week? Yeah, you gave me a number.
Yeah, it took him over a week to get back to me originally.
Yeah.
From the time I called Ron Kine's office. I called the local office. I didn't call DC.
Oh, yeah, and, Kine's office. That's who I meant. Yeah.
yeah. And then it was probably 7 to 10 days before I heard from Tim.
Okay.
And so I know that he's working on a couple things with my increase, trying to get in touch with the SBA of Wisconsin, because the individual states, that's the other thing. He says, hey, contact the SBA in your state.
Yes, or county.
Okay, and because they can get things done that you will not get done on the national phone line.
Sure.
So I want to share that with you all. That contact your state level, or even the local level SBA outlets. This new provider we're talking about, I can't remember what the name of it is. This SBA program that they're expanding on, that we've been getting emails about here lately. They're grants for people who help get through the SBA process.
Right.
Those types of organizations, find them and contact them. Because that's one of the things that they're trying to do, to create a larger network of trying to get you your funds.
Sure. Absolutely.
So, he said to do that, to go seek out those organizations. There's one here where I'm at the local university. They've got an office.
Right.
So check out those things too.
Okay, everybody, get that information too. Yeah, I'd like to encourage that too. I mean, the local SBA office, you can find it. You can go online and type in literally your county SBA office, and go with local officials on that. And you're right, they can push some buttons that normally you wouldn't be able to do by yourself. Right,
they can run things up the ladder.
Yep.
And
if they can't do it, you contact like your congressman would be next, then your Senate would be. I mean, you got to trickle your way up. All of them. If you got contact all of them, sometimes. I mean,
one of my senators signed off on it was one of the 63. The other one wasn't.
Okay.
Ron Johnson is one of my senators, and he's not always been the friendliest to small business, even though he bought his way into that Senate seat.
Senators are hard to get, man. The senators are they're a tough pill for the SBA, man. They've been rough on the small businesses.
Well, I mean, it got down to the point I've been calling them the ASBA, the anti-small business administration.
The Antichrist of small business.
So, but I want that to change. I want that to go back to being, something positive. But I hope that because there's times when we get good news, it's like we're riding a roller coaster through all of this. So
this has been a roller coaster.
Okay, we were sort of at the top of the hill a little bit, and then all of a sudden we're on the down slope. Okay,
yep.
Well, what I'm hoping to do is provide that floor, and in this particular moment, and hopefully we can go ahead and start riding that back up the hill again.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate your call, man. I appreciate your call. And once again, to everybody out there, you spoke to the SBA agent today, and who literally said basically they're probably going to remove the policy map hopefully soon, hopefully in a few weeks, and maybe get some new applications out to people out there who.
Well, and that goes along exactly with what Austin said.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It verified what he said. Yeah. And notice Austin hasn't really said anything other than, I think Max had something on his program the other day saying, Austin wrote a letter saying, yeah, we got to stick with legislative process. And we know that. We know that we're sticking with with the rules right now. We're all following the rules. We have no choice. But the rules do change. They've been changing ever since day one. And if they're going to change here in a couple of weeks, I would like to also see that 30% gone, which would be the next step. If we get rid of this policy map, the next step is to get rid of the 30%.
Yeah, everybody that should have got the 10,000 to begin with should be getting the 10,000.
Exactly.
But again, we can't,
one step at a time.
We can't eat the elephant in one bite.
Exactly.
So
no, this would be huge.
We are chewing on an elephant when we're dealing with billions and billions of dollars.
Right, and for small business owners who know how to, I'm not going to say I don't want to meet gray areas with fudging numbers or whatever. But for you to lose 30% of your business in a form is not hard, because somewhere along the lines, 30% of your business, you did lose money throughout last year. You've had to, unless your business gained money last year, then maybe you don't need it. But
I do trade shows. I have my online business is pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
Okay. I sell military collectibles, and
that's Company of Eagles, right? Company of Eagles is you sell military collectibles.
Right, the Company of Eagles, we sell military collectibles. In fact, we just changed our website stuff over. We had an old backup, and we got that put in. So we have to pretty much restructure and re-add all the products back into the website. There's just not much there at the moment.
Right.
But with the big tech censorship that's going on, I have really been hurt because when I do trade shows, and so I go out to trade shows and sell at trade shows, but all the trade shows are shut down. So I try and move the business offline, but the trade shows, I sell stuff for cash at a table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm not collecting, at the end of the day, I count up all my cash and know what my sales were.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes I've got so much business and I'm sitting there working by myself. I can't even write down what I sold inventory wise, let alone collect data on people to be able to contact them.
Well, that's the way it is with most small businesses. I mean, that's it. The reality of it is, what you're saying is, yes, that's the way we operate.
Yeah. And so, like I say, is all I can do is crunch the final numbers and then know how many of something I left with and know how many I've got left when I come home.
Right. So that 30% loss can be shown on paper.
Basically, my loss was 100%.
Yeah.
And I've still not been able to get open back up because some of the shows, a lot of the shows have been canceled. There was a big reenactment event that was, about 4 hours from the house that I've been trying to get into for 4 or 5 years, but the vendors are sold out year after year. Well, I finally was able to get a booth reserved, and then they canceled the event because they closed down the facility to come in and do COVID vaccines.
Okay.
And that's been happening over and over where the events are scheduled, but then they're canceled.
Yeah, we're not out of this yet.
And so, that's a lot. And I'll be frank, we sell at a lot of gun shows. Mm-hmm. Because people that go to gun shows also buy military collectibles.
Absolutely.
So we do both. Mm-hmm. And so I have a line of T-shirts that are Second Amendment related that we sell at the gun shows for that inventory.
Right.
And then we have a lot of T-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that have military insignia on them.
Cool.
So we sell those at the collectible show.
Well, if everybody out there is watching do you have a website? You can say that out loud real quick.
Oh, it's thecompanyofeagles.com. What we're trying to do is actually, I really wish I had the resources to build that right now.
That's what we're working on.
I have figured out how to build a marketplace. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I had to shut down the marketplace because of the funds distribution, but basically I'm building like an Etsy type thing where anybody can come in and set up their own store at the Company of Eagles and sell their products.
Oh, cool.
So that way, if you do military collectibles or if you sell T-shirts or something like that are of the patriotic nature, that you can come and list your product on our store, and we do like everybody else, like the Shopify's and the Etsy's. We charge
the Amazon of military collectibles.
Yeah, we do military collectibles and pretty much anything patriotic. So we're going to be opening it up for things like people maybe sell storable foods and all kinds of stuff like that. So it may be a little on the prepper side. A little bit of prepper, because a lot of times the gun shows and the prepper shows will mix. Yeah. And the collectible shows and the prepper shows will mix. So there's like 3 genres of business that kind of operate as far as sales in that circle of products that are available at the shows that we do.
Awesome.
And so, I mean, everything that we do is basically for love of country and pro-American.
Cool.
And
well, everybody out there that's watching, head over to and check out his website. And when it gets even more and more, keep him in mind.
Yeah, if nothing else, bookmark it.
Yeah.
And then come back when we have a chance to try and get some money put into it and a little bit of time put into it.
That's what we're working on here.
Connection issues.
That's what we're working on here.
Connection issues that we just got fixed about 2 weeks ago. So I've not had time to get in there. I've been doing a lot of organizing, gathering up photos for the products, writing descriptions and all those types of things so we can start getting that stuff put into the website.
Awesome.
Because when we had this, everybody stayed home. The internet provider I had, the connection went to junk.
Yeah.
So I changed internet providers a couple weeks ago. Now we've got some speed back. We're on a dedicated line. And so now we're going to be able to go back and start building. But Google and Facebook and Twitter have not allowed us to sell our stuff because they consider the insignia and some of the founding father quotes and stuff like that to be offensive.
Gotcha. Yeah. We're in that day and age.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's stupid. That's another topic we can discuss one day.
Yeah. Like I say, I didn't want to really bring much of that up. That's not what this is about. This is not about my business. This is about all of our businesses.
Exactly.
I'm just kind of giving you guys some examples of how I've been hurt through this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's the thing we're hoping to everybody out there to get a little bit of hope, grab some hope off of this one. That the policy map could be going away. It's looking like, from your conversation, the policy map is going to be going away. Yeah,
and that's what we've been fighting for. You have been leading the charge on that.
Yeah, thanks. And you, and not just me. I mean, I want to say you, because if it wasn't for people like you, this is because I like to keep it real. I can't just I can't go out there and I couldn't do this without people like you and Dunham and
look, I have a YouTube channel, the Company of Eagles. I again, because of internet issues, I can't post, I can't stream or any of that kind of stuff. So I've not been able to participate in any of this. And believe me, I would like to be one of those channels out there, sharing, with people like you do. You've been doing an awesome job. You're my top 2 or 3 in all of this battle.
Cool. Oh, thank you.
So, that's why I've come to you with this, because you've been leading this policy map thing. And, so you were the one that deserved to get the information.
Thank you.
That's why I'm sharing it with you. And, again, folks, don't give up hope.
Nope.
We're not, we need that. One of the things out there, nothing can exist in the physical plane till it first exists in the mental plane.
Yeah.
So for all of you folks, you need to get that positive mental stuff going so that way it can manifest in the physical. And,
pray. Pray, everybody. Pray.
Yes.
Pray.
Yes.
Get on your knees. I got on my knees last week and prayed for this for you guys. So just to let you know, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah. So, you got to put it out there. You got to think about it. You have to think positive. No more I can't.
Yep.
It's like I will.
We
I
are.
Can.
We will. We are doing it.
We are. Yes. That's the way we've got to stay thinking. And, if we do, and there's enough of us, this will come together.
It's coming together. It's coming together. Cherokee, thank you out there. God's Grace, thank you. Ty Aid, Elizabeth Ann Privert, Portia Stevenson, Nancy, I see you out there. DeSales, Miami, good to see you again, my friend. Todd W. Cherokee again. Thanks again for all your support. Stephanie, Bob Gabriel, Julian Griffin, Robin Buckley, your trooper. Julian Griffin, once again, your trooper. Tesla, I see you. I see you all out there right now. Newblanders, Philly, all of you guys out there. Janette, Stacy Brown, Jeremy S., Rowan, Odell, it's good to see you. Stacy, Robin Pitts, Tracy Underwood. I mean, I see all these names out here that are watching, and it's like they've all been in it. Frank, Galleria, Nancy S., Portia, you've all been in it. Cherokee, you've all been here, and we've been pushing this together. Just like Company of Eagles. He's been with us the whole time, and without you guys, this would never happen. And so when you hear other guys saying that it's not happening, this is kind of what I would like to push, is that we know what's happening and we know it's not happening. So there's a lot of negative sometimes that comes out there, like they'll feed you a negative story that has a partial truth. But when we get somebody like Jake that comes on and he says, hey, I just talked to them and it looks like it's going to open up. And we ride that out and we keep riding this out and we negate the things that the other people are saying. It's still out there and it's going to happen. Apparently it's going to be happening sooner than we think, which I just want to say thank you to everybody out there. You know, we got to keep it real. We got to keep it real. That's all. You know, Jake?
Absolutely. And again, I want to thank everybody that's out here supporting this and is here supporting your channel. And I appreciate you listening to what I've got to say. And, like I say, I want us all to be, prosperous and to get our businesses open back up and functioning better than they've ever been.
Yeah.
And for some of us, even though these times have been tough and extreme struggle, if this stuff opens up, how many of us have actually had an influx of cash this size to be able to take some of the stress off and take off some of the struggle and to maybe. So keep thinking about that.
To make what? I'm sorry, we lost you for a second.
Keep thinking about that. The fact that this is a chunk of cash that maybe some of us businesses have never seen the size of before.
Yeah.
And so think about what you can be doing on a positive note to make that influx, make your business better. So that way it's better for you and for your family and for all your loved ones.
Yep.
That's
why we're fighting. That's why we're fighting.
Yes, exactly. So, this is could be a tremendous thing for many, many businesses. And there's an element out there that does not want that to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a big fight against it.
Right. And so we have to use our positive energy to defeat that element and to make sure that, like I say, do the right things, do the smart things, have a plan as to how to use this in the best way possible for you to, it takes money to make money.
Yeah.
When this comes in, I'm not saying if, right now I'm saying when this comes in, take that money and invest it in ways that use this struggle as a launching pad.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing. You will never be as tough as you are right now.
Amen. Amen. I mean, this is, if anything, we've all grown through this, we've all grown through this. There's been a struggle out there and we've all grown in this struggle together. And once we finally pick the fruit off of the seeds that we planted here, and there's a seed, there's a time, then there's a harvest. We're looking for that harvest now. I mean, I think it's almost, we're looking for harvest time, and I think it's getting close.
Well, a lot of us are tired. A lot of us are stressed out, and the one piece of advice I've gotten from the past that I try and use every day is that troubles don't come from the outside. Troubles only come from within. The only thing that can get you down is what you let get you down.
Yep.
Okay. So just keep your chin up, keep your head up, keep your eye on the target.
That's it.
And I guess we'll take that as a pun, a targeted EIL. EIDL.
Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and close with that, man. That's just beautiful. That's great. I appreciate that and all you're doing out there. And keep us informed, Jake. I mean,
Yeah, I'll keep working. Just like you keep working, and everybody else. If you got these things that you hear, share them. We want to hear about it.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, give it up for Jake. We appreciate having him today. He was a breath of fresh air. And we got a lot of people out there saying thank you so much. Jake, prayers are going out your way, brother.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
So we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it going, and we're going to keep our positive vibes on everybody. I want to thank everybody out there once again. Like and subscribe, and we will talk to you later. I'll leave this feed going so you guys can talk to each other out there. Me and Jake are going to be hasta la vista in, and I will let you guys go with that. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Give a thumbs up, and a big shout out to Jake once more. Somebody, give it to me. Somebody, give it to me. Yeah. Can you hear me, Jake? Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah. Give it to me. Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. Tweet the press where we feel like we're stuck on Bill S513. They'll say we're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody, give it to me. Somebody, give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me now? Yeah. Yeah, no, I had to cut it off like that. I tried talking to you with my volumes all down without still being able for them to hear us, and I couldn't figure it out, so. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press where we feel like we're stuck on Bill S513. They'll say we're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody, give it to me. Somebody, give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Give it to me. Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press where we feel like we're stuck on Bill S513. They'll say we're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody, give it to me. Somebody, give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. where we feel like we're stuck on Bill. S513. Say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Give it to me. Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill. S513. Say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Give it to me. Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill. S513. Say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Give it to me. Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live. Now it's the perfect time to click that like and subscribe button, and thank you for watching Speak and See. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill. S513. Say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Give it to me. Me and my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All find time to chat and go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. We even tweet the press when we feel like we're stuck on Bill. S513. Say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice, and then we say it louder because it's our choice. We say, hey, we want a 10K. Got it? Somebody give it to me. Somebody